Good morning. Good morning. Today on Christian Realist, I'm not going to do a Bible study or anything of that nature. I just want to talk today because I get so many people that life is kicking their butt, so many people that are down in the dumps, so many people have illnesses and sicknesses, and they can't seem to beat life or overcome life. Well, let me start off by telling you something. My name is Anthony. I'm 60 years old. I almost had a famous book written. I almost had my own business, started my own business, had $20,000 worth of business, signed contracts in 1 year or less, and lost that due to a brother's taking it over. I left college with a 3.80 average. I had a lot of almost in my life. I was homeless for a while. Right now, as we speak, I have non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, which is cancer. I have type 2 diabetes. I have high blood pressure. I have high cholesterol. I have one kidney. I have bone rubbing bone in my lower right back. And I just found out that I have arthritis in my neck. But I ride a bicycle to work. And I ride a bicycle back home. I stand up all day washing dishes on my job, and I ride a bicycle back home at 60 years old. The reason I tell you all of this is because life does not get me down. At one point, my wife and I actually lived off of $500 a month. You've heard the saying, he's the type of guy that would kick you when you're down. Well, life will kick you when you're down. Life will kick your butt. That's what life does. And you've got to do what you do. The whole entire Bible is almost, well, I won't say the entire Bible, but I'll say 95% of the Bible is mind over matter. Let me see. There's the guy who wrote Success Through a Positive Mental Attitude. His saying was, what the mind can conceive and believe the man can achieve. R. Kelly, he sang about it when he wrote the song, I Believe I Can Fly. And then there was this old guy named Jesus that said, such as a man thinketh, so is he. Wake up and smell the latte. Don't you get the hint? Can't you see what people are saying? It's here. You are the master of your fate. You are the captain of your destiny. When I was younger, I used to have a bad inferiority complex. I believed I was ugly. I believed no one wanted me. And do you know how I got where I am today? So many people, women tell me I'm nice looking. Men tell me that I look younger and that I'm handsome and this and that. And it's all because I started believing in me. There's a story I read, and I can't remember where I read it, but I read it about a guy who had cancer, a rich guy who had cancer. He flew a plane, and one day this cancer was terminal. And one day while he was flying this plane, he had a guy flying with him who told him about this world-famous doctor who probably could help his cancer or help cure his cancer. He went to the doctor. The doctor gave him a placebo. For those of you who don't know what a placebo is, it's usually sugar and water or sugar tablet or something very similar to that. It's not the real medicine anyway. Well, when the doctor gave this guy the placebo and told him it was a brand new cancer cure-all that came out, the guy actually got better. He got so much better till he started back flying his plane and he started back living again. And life had gotten good for him until he read an article where the doctor had been found out, and it said that the doctor was giving cancer patients placebos and that they were actually working. Well, the guy began to lose his faith in the placebo. He went back to the doctor. He was dying again. And at one point with this placebo and his belief in the placebo being a real cure-all, there was no trace of the cancer. So the guy went back again and he confronted the doctor, and the doctor was like, yes, that was a placebo, but here's the real thing. We hadn't quite perfected the real thing, and I didn't want to give it to you, but this is the real thing. The guy took it and he got well again. Until this last time he noticed that he found out, that it was a placebo, and he died from the cancer because he didn't have the heart to go back to the doctor. The freaking idiot! What he didn't realize was it was his mind all the time that was freaking healing him. Wake up, world. Wake up. Smell the frappuccino. It's our minds. It's my mind that keeps me living. You know why? Because I don't have a choice. Life will kick me in my butt. Life will see me down with cancer. Life will see me down with one kidney. And it will run over me like an 18-wheeler going downhill with a dog leg in gear. Life doesn't care about you. You've got to care about you. I'm not going to die. To heck with life. Screw life. I'm not going to die. I'm not going to give up. And you don't have to either. I'm enjoying my life right now. Because I choose to. Whatever happened to man being in dominion? You control your feelings and emotions, not them controlling you. You control the way you feel, think, and react to situations and circumstances. That's how I stay out of jail and prison every freaking day, by choosing how I, first of all, think and feel about circumstances and situations, and then how I react to them. And you can do it too. When I thought that I was homely and ugly, I felt homely and ugly, and people treated me that way. Then I read all these different books that said, hey, you're in control. It's the way you think and feel. If you don't respect yourself, nobody will respect you. If you don't think you look good, nobody will think you look good. And speaking of this, I've got to stop because I want to give a shout out to one of the most beautiful people in the world to me. I want to give a shout out to Magdalena Mesa. That's right. That's my girl. Yeah. She keeps it real. She's got YouTube videos that range from the very serious to the very hilarious. You need to watch her videos. Magdalena Mesa on YouTube. Subscribe to her channel. You'll really enjoy it. Some of it is very informative. And if you just want to relax and get a good belly laugh, she's your girl. But what I want to say is that I started making myself believe that I was handsome. I started walking around with my shoulders back and my head up. I started telling women with an assurity that, hey, yeah, I'm handsome, because I made myself believe it. And guess what? Today, I don't have to make myself believe it. Other people are busy trying to make me believe that I'm handsome, that I'm good looking. And you know what the thing is? Your opinion is your opinion. That's your jewel, your treasure. How you feel about how I look is fine, because that's how you feel. As long as I feel good about myself, I'm okay. And you can do it too. I spent 10 freaking years in prison. I had people like, well, why are you acting so good? Why are you acting like everything's okay? You're in prison. And life doesn't stop. I'm still breathing. I'm still living. I'm still walking. My being in prison didn't have to be a bad thing. And I didn't let it be. I refused to let it be a bad thing. All my life had been bad thing. Everything I did in life, I thought of it as bad. I thought of it as good. I thought of it as right and wrong. Feelings are just freaking feelings. They're not good. They're not bad. They're not right. They're not wrong. They're just freaking feelings. You can change them. You can manipulate and control them, not let them manipulate and control you. Because someone calls you ugly doesn't have to make you mad, or doesn't have to make you disappointed or hurt. You can freaking laugh about it. and go on with your head up high and say, well, that's their opinion. It's not an easy thing, and yet when you get used to it, it's very easy. People better keep my name out of their mouth. Why? Who in God's name are you? They had Jesus' name in their mouth to the point where they actually hung him on a cross. You think you're any better? No, you're not. What people say about you shouldn't matter. What happens shouldn't matter. What people think about you shouldn't matter. All that should matter is a positive mental attitude about and toward yourself. Right now, I don't make enough money to really take care of family, but guess what? I fully understand what the Apostle Paul in the Bible said when he said, I've learned to be happy with a little, and I've learned to be happy with a lot. Well, when you can adjust your positive mental attitude to be happy with what the heck you have, God will bless you with more. As a matter of fact, he'll bless you with knowing that what you have is plenty. That's the whole secret. Life is not as bad as you want to think it is. Success is not what others call success. Success is what you call success. I once was counseling a homeless guy who was an alcoholic. And he was happy being homeless and being an alcoholic. And he wasn't satisfied with so-called success, if you will. He wasn't satisfied. He wasn't comfortable with having a place to stay. He wasn't comfortable with sleeping in a bed. And society made him feel so bad. They called him crazy about staying homeless. They called him crazy about continuing to drink to the point that he didn't have a place to stay and everything. The guy wasn't freaking crazy. He knew what made him happy. So what I had to do is I had to uncondition him so that he wouldn't feel so freaking miserable. Do you know what medicating is? Medicating is when you use a drug or take a drug to cover up the feelings pertaining to something that makes you feel bad. It can make you feel angry, sad, whatever, but it makes you feel bad. And you use some form of drug, alcohol, crack, pot, or you can even use regular medications. You can use morphine or pain pills, Dorvacet, something like that to cover up the painful feelings. Well, one of the things that happens when you use drugs and you say you're going to quit is, say, okay, you smoke crack. You're smoking crack. You constantly say, I'm going to quit. I'm going to quit. Then you tell a friend, a pastor or whatever, you say, look, I'm going to quit smoking this crack. And then you turn around and they see you, or you go and tell them, hey, I smoke crack again. Now you feel bad. So now you feel bad. You got to go and medicate this bad feeling. So you go and smoke some more freaking crack. Why in God's name do you have to feel bad in the first place because you slipped? At least you had the courage to try. Get up, brush yourself off, and try a freaking again. Don't feel bad about it. No remorse, no regrets. Get out there, do what you do, live and enjoy life. Life is too short, and it won't be long before there's no happiness to be gained out there for us. So we gotta grab it while we can. Grab life and hug it. Don't let it grab you and put you in a bear hug. You can be, you can do, you can think any way you want to. I was kind of like a bouncer at a church. And I had people who said all kind of bad things wrong. It wasn't what they said. Oh, you're a white man's flunky. Oh, you want all the good stuff for yourself. That's why you won't let us just go into the clothing closet like we want to. Oh, you eat all the good food and put us the other stuff out here. I don't care about what they think. I know where my heart is. God knows where my heart is. And as long as I know inside me that I had the right attitude, then what they said really didn't matter. I didn't have to get angry at people who laughed at me because I used to be so hard and now I'm so soft. Testimony. I came from a very extremely dysfunctional family. I really did. My family was so dysfunctional till it would make the Addams family look like the family next door. I sold drugs, I used drugs, I had shootouts, I called myself a pimp. Actually, I called myself a 10-penny pimp because for some reason I couldn't hold on to the women that I pimped. Eventually, they would all get lost, disappear somewhere. Although I made some decent money selling drugs, I wasn't really intended to be a drug dealer because every time I started making big money, I wound up getting busted and going to prison and stuff. Shootouts galore. Thefts and stealings galore. You name, I did it. My motto was, I'll try anything once, and if it doesn't kill me, I'll try it again. I wasn't happy with my life, but I was too big of a coward to kill myself, so I tried to make other people kill me. I did crazy things. I've actually been to a gunfight with a knife, and I survived. I've actually had a gun pointed in my forehead and told that I was going to die, and I survived. I've been in prison 3 or 4 times. Out of 60 years, I think I've only spent like 25 of those 60, maybe 26 of those 60 years free. The rest of it's been in jails, prisons, boys' homes, you name it. And each bit of where I've been in my life has formed and shaped me into the person I am today. I could have looked at the so-called failures that I've had in my life, the book that I almost wrote, the business that I almost made successful, the college career that I almost had that I blew. I could look at all of those as failures and feel really, really bad about them. But you know what? They made me the man that I am today. That's right. They shaped and molded me into a person today that I'm happy to be alive. I no longer want to die. I don't want to kill myself. I don't want to make anyone else kill me. I just want to enjoy life today. They made me the 60-year-old guy who gets out there on a 10-speed and rides 4.5 miles to work every day, stands up for 8 hours, 9 hours a day, and turns around and rides rides 4.5 miles back home. That's the guy they shaped me into. I don't feel bad about anything. No remorse, no regret. Period. I don't feel bad that I'm a little bigger than what I was back then. Actually, I feel good that I don't do drugs anymore, that I don't smoke cigarettes anymore, that I don't go to clubs anymore, that I don't chase women. I feel great about it. Today, I am an ordained certified minister with teaching, with learning. I have learned, I have studied the Bible, I have been to Bible schools and Bible colleges, and I have learned so much more about the Word of God than I ever knew until I know that God is real. I taught at a church for about 6 years. I preached and taught at a church for about 6 years. Even today, I still do a lot of volunteer work for the homeless. I have church in my own house. I do these Christian videos. I love life and I love myself today. Now, I could have come out of 10 years of prison very negative. I could have hated the people who put me there. I could have been angry with the people who did nothing for me while I was there. There are so many reasons. I could be angry with the whole world because 10 years of my life was spent in prison. But that 10 years of my life gave me the time I needed to know God. It's here. Listen to me, everybody. It's here. Life is short. I was once in a intensive treatment drug program, intensive treatment drug program. They made us stand in the mirror every morning and say things like, I love myself, I love who I am, I'm a good person. Today, I don't have to stand in the mirror and do that. Today, I do love who I am. I'm a great person, as a matter of fact. I'm a handsome person. And more than any of that, I'm God's son. one of the many that came along after the firstborn, which was Jesus. I'm a king's son. I'm a head and not beneath. I'm the head and not the tail. God is making all my crooked paths smooth and straight. And the same can be done and said by you. Let's get serious about life. Let's take life for real. And let's stop the bull. Let's pop the top on this cup of latte, smell it, and realize that we have control of how we feel about ourselves, how we feel about others, and how we feel about life. And we don't have to feel the negative. Life is too freaking short. It's your life, not mine. My life's good. Every day of my life's good. When I wake up in the morning, I wake up feeling like I take 1,000,000 pills for all the things that are wrong with me. And I could feel real crappy if I wanted to. I make myself feel good. I make myself go through my day. I ignore the pain because life's too short. I ignore the physical pain. I ignore the mental pain. I ignore the emotional pain. Life is way too short. Yeah, at work I'm kind of like an overachiever, if you will. I don't do anything but wash dishes. But when there's no dishes to wash, I scrub the walls. I might clean off the tables and stuff. Heck, I do stuff that's not even necessary to be done. And I hear him whispering, oh yeah, he's bored to death. That's why he's doing it. Oh, he's a suck up. He's trying to get to the boss. And who cares what they think? That's them in their life, and they have to deal with that. I don't have to deal with any of that. I love who I am. I love life. I control my emotions. I control my feelings. And you can do the same thing. People ask sometimes, don't you doubt about this God? No, why would I doubt about God? I've seen too much. Another day, another time, I'll give you testimony about some of the many, many, many things that God has shown and done for me in my life that were reality and not coincidence or circumstance. I can assure you they happened too many times to be coincidence or circumstance. But for now, at the end of this, I just want to let you know you're in charge. It's your life. You're large and in charge. Do it. You can be whatever you want to be. You can do whatever you want to do. You know, people tell me all the time, you're too old to be playing basketball. Bull crap. If you think you are, you are. If you believe you can fly, you can fly. If you believe you can say to that mountain, be ye removed from here to the sea, it'll be removed. If you doubt, God tells us in the Bible that a wishy-washy man, no need for him to ask for anything because he won't get anything. Believe in you strongly with no doubts, no fears, no hesitation. Know you are who you are. Know that you can do what you think you can do. While I was on a weightlifting team at one time, I was going from 200 pounds to 300 pounds, and at the time I was at like 280. Well, it only took 20 pounds to make the weight more. And I took those 20 pounds and tried to lift them and hurt my back, so I was out of it for a while. But in the process, while my back was hurting, my coach came to me, my weightlifting coach came to me, and he said, Anthony, you can lift those weights. He said, first of all, you've got to see yourself doing it. You've got to see yourself doing it morning, noon, and night. Then, when you get on the bench under those weights, you don't even focus on those weights. You don't even think about it. You just do it. If you think about it, they'll get you. But if you just do it, it'll be done. That's my advice to you today. Don't freaking think about it. Just do it. Oh, I'm 50, I'm 40, etc. years old. I can't do. If you think you can't, you can't. What the mind can conceive and believe, the man can achieve. The book Success Through a Positive Mental Attitude. R. Kelly, I believe I can fly. And because of it, I do fly. Now, if you want to stay on the ground, go ahead. But me, I'm soaring with the eagles. This is Christian Realist signing off. Peace out.